evening and good to have you with us in this edition of the Urban Debate. Viewers, tonight we bring back the conversation, the debate around the construction of the metro line and the construction of a metro car shed project that has been a point of contention and debate in the city of Mumbai for the longest time. It comes back essentially to the debate surrounding a development project at the cost of environment, and this time perhaps at the cost of politics. Now, let me just tell you what's happened today, and then we will give you background to the entire case. Now, the Bombay High Court has stayed the metro car shed project at Mumbai's Kanjurmarg area. In fact, the court has said that no further construction can take place. We cannot allow the collector's order to really continue. And so we are putting a stay on the construction work. We are putting a stay on that order. The state government should consider withdrawing that order. Now, why has this happened? Because the central government has come and claimed that this specific land belongs to the central government. A BJP-run central government is now taking on the Aghadi government in Maharashtra over the metro project. Remember, the state government had transferred about 102 acres in Kanjurmarg for the metro car shed project. Now, there are salt pans in this area, and the central government says that they are the ones that own these salt pans, and these salt pans belong to them. Is politics, viewers, derailing development projects once again? This fight of whether who this land really belongs to, especially coming from the BJP that has actually been pushing for this project when it was in power in Maharashtra. Now, quick refresher on the history of this project and the controversies around it. Since 2014-2015, even though Shiv Sena was in alliance with the BJP in Maharashtra, they opposed the construction of the car shed in Aarey. In fact, in subsequent years, Aditya Thackeray took a very clear position for the Aarey forest, for the Aarey trees, and saying they should not be cut down for this car shed. But the Fadnavis government went on ahead with it. They even cut several thousand trees for it. The minute the Aghadi government, led by Uddhav Thackeray, came to power, in the subsequent months, they did shift the entire project from that spot, which was contentious, controversial, saw a series of protests, to Kanjurmarg. And they said, we're going to give you land somewhere else and you should make this car shed here. Now, the centre has turned around and said, but that's our land. How can you use it for this project? And justifiably, on legal grounds, the court has decided that yes, well, if that order itself of transfer of land isn't valid, then of course the work can't go on. Why didn't the centre take claim of land when it was allotted? Why did it wait for all this time for the project to go to this point? Is it just politics that's taking place now? Those are the questions I'm going to ask this evening. Let's say good evening. Stalin Dayanand, director for NGO Vanashakti and a member of the Save Aarey movement. Devyani Khankoje, spokesperson for BJP and media co-head for BJP in Maharashtra. Sulakshana Mahajan, urban planner and researcher, joining us this evening. But first up, let me go across to Clyde on this. Clyde, how can it be that the state government transfers land for such a crucial project, which has been so much in the limelight and amidst our conversations? How can it be that we don't know who the land belongs to?
Well, Tanvi, and I hope you just hear me out today, okay? Well, first and foremost, when I was listening to your introduction that you were talking about, I was saying, is politics happening here? Definitely politics is happening here. Now, my question to you here is, and Stalin is here, and I'm sure Stalin would throw light much better than what I can do because he knows, but I have a lot of light to throw on it. My point to you here is, and the question to the government of India also is that, in 2015, 2016, around that period, did they not know that this land belonged to them? Because I have a report. I can send it across to you also. I have a report here on the government of Maharashtra document. It's written to the commissioner, that is the MMRDA commissioner, and to the managing director of Mumbai Metro Rail Corporation, where the subject says regarding the report of the committee, appointed for reducing the damage to trees in Aarey colony and to prevent harm to the environment, in respect to car depot of Mumbai Metro Line 3, Kolaba Bandra Seeps corridor. Okay. Now the important point, there are a lot of stuff that is written here. The important point written here, which I want to highlight and I want you to know, is that what they are saying here is that construct the main depot of Line 3 at Kanjurmarg by integrating Kolaba Seeps corridor, that's MML3, with Jogeshwari Kanjurmarg corridor, and the government of Maharashtra to allot Kanjurmarg land within 3 months. Now, while this was happening, while all this talk was happening, did the government of India not know that this land belonged to them? So is it that if the state has your government, then it's okay to use whatever, and if it's not your government, then you put roadblocks into everything that is happening with the development? And it's constantly, I've been hearing on news channels and on reports that major setback for Maharashtra government, major setback for Maharashtra government. Let me tell you, this is a major setback for the development of our city. It is a major setback for the development that will be, helpful to the people of the city. So you're not harming the government of Maharashtra or the Mahavikas Aghadi, that is NCP, Shiv Sena or Congress. You are harming the development of the people of this city. Stop playing politics. The fact of the matter is, the High Court has said this, yes. You go to the court, and that's the job of the duty of the court to hear both sides. And you say, it's gone ahead for 2 months and it's a roadblock, it's going to not happen. Well, there are a lot of options open to us. We will request the High Court to maybe, hear us out even much earlier than the February line that they've said. We have options to go to the Supreme Court. We are just waiting for the written order to come to us, and then we'll take the next course of action. So this duplicity, this double standards, by the central government and the BJP, is harming the city. It's harming the development of the people. Now, one more point that I want to make quickly here is, during that time, they went ahead with the whole thing that they did in Aarey. Overnight, they cut the trees, everything. Tell me something. The requirement for the land in Aarey was only about 30 hectares. Why was 66 hectares allotted? What is going to happen to the rest of the 30, 33, 36 hectares of land? Okay, you're talking about this whole development here, that it is a salt pan, it's a private owner land. One man just wake up suddenly in the morning and says that he's a defaulter. So now the central government is not supporting a man who just wakes up one morning and says, this is my land. I mean, what is the government trying to prove? Why are you doing this? And another question is, a lot of questions are being asked. Let me give you an answer before a question is asked. If the central government says that it's their land, and they were allowing the government of Maharashtra in the earlier government, which was the BJP government that was there in Maharashtra. One final point. Okay, if the central government was allowing them and giving them the land, why can't, if the land is theirs, why can't they give that land again to the government of Maharashtra? Because it's only for the development of the city. Okay, it's only for the people.
Fair enough.
Are you against the development? Are you against the people of Mumbai?
Let me get a response from Devyani Kankoje then. Devyani, point number one, the Maharashtra government during Fadnavis government's time was going to be utilizing some space here. That's the report that Clyde is quoting. Then why now create this problem? Point number two, if the centre would have given the land to Fadnavis government, won't it give the land to Uddhav Thackeray government?
First of all, to begin with, the Kanjurmarg land was always under dispute. Let's not forget that. There were people, those who have claimed the ownership of the land. The matter was in the High Court. At that point in time, in 2015, the High Court has categorically said that we cannot vacate the stay unless and until the government of Maharashtra deposit 2,600 crores in the court. That was the reason why the Kanjurmarg land was being not considered. Now the next thing happened was this: the car shed was being shifted to Aarey.
That was a cost factor.
No, listen to me. In 2015, when all this happened, no, past factor has connection to today's factor.
No, now, not past. I'm saying that's a cost factor. Fadnavis government said, and correct me if I'm wrong, Devyani, Fadnavis government said that we're not going to pay this additional money.
Let me. No, the point I'm talking something different. The point is this: in 2019, post this government came into the power, there was a committee which was being appointed by the government of Maharashtra under the ACS finance, which categorically said that the shifting of car shed from Aarey to Kanjurmarg is going to cost about 4,000 crores. It is on the papers. Now all this is while going on, the 1,300 crores was already lost because of the delay. Then the government of Maharashtra earlier, Devendra Fadnavis government had already spent 400 crores on that. Now come to think of it, you have already minus 4,000 crores plus 300 crores plus 400 crores. Now tell me one thing, if that be the case with everything was hunky-dory, in 2015 when it was being envisaged this project, why has the BJP, when the Shiv Sena was along with it, did not object to that? In 2019,
can I answer that?
it went on as an alliance partner in the election.
Yeah.
They won the election. No, 1 second. No, let me complete. At that point in time also nothing happened. Now today suddenly when all this has taken place, there is a high court restrictions on this. There are private owners who are claiming the land on claims on this land. There is a central government which is claiming the their claim on the land. Under such circumstances, what was the necessity to do so? It wasn't needed. Now the additional 2,600 crores, should the claims, the people, those who are claiming their ownership on the land, get the high court's this thing, not who is going to pay that 2,600 crores
No,
standing?
that is a different matter. That is a different matter. Today, what has been claimed in the court is that the center owns the salt pans.
Is here. Sorry.
The center owns the salt pans,
The
which
center
is
does
why
own the salt
the
pans.
state
There
has
is no
no
doubt
right.
about it.
1 minute, please. Let me make my point. Today, what has happened in the court is that the court has said, well, yes, that order doesn't stand true because if the center takes claim to say we own the salt pans, that the state has no standing to use that for any kind of project. Now, why are you doing this when you yourself were the party who were pushing forward with this project?
No, first of all, it is the... First of all, it is the MVA government which is making an issue out of a non-issue. It was a settled matter in 2015 way back that the car share is going to be there. The money is being
Where have you been?
Government clearance was being sought.
Are you
Today, everybody is standing and jumping.
NDA?
No, that's not fair. You cannot midway see incumbent
Is
government.
BJP a part
let
of
me
NDA or
complete.
not?
The government takes the decision. The many governments come
Tanvi,
and
does
they
she
go.
know that BJP
When
is
the
part of the
government
NDA?
comes and government goes, you are not supposed to change the development plan which has been taken place.
Okay.
That's not
Okay.
fair.
Tanvi,
You
Tanvi,
in the middle of the
Now-
project, you want to do the whole shifting here. 10,000
That's
crores
because-
extra money which is going to be spent
That
on
is
this
because
project.
that
It
is
going to
because
be-
your government,
The
when
project
you
is
were
not
in
going to be
power,
viable.
when the Fadnavis government was in power, went ahead with this project despite widespread protests. And the Shiv Sena, your ally then, was against this project in Aarey even at that point of time. I have two more panelists who haven't spoken, but a quick
Can I-
response
can
from
Why
Clyde
did they
first.
remain in the
Yeah.
government at that point in time? It's
Okay,
a
Clyde.
convenience. It's the politics of convenience. Why did they remain in the
I
government
agree
at
with
that
you, I
point
agree
in
with you.
time?
That is
It
true.
didn't
I
matter
agree.
to them at that
That
point
is true,
in
that
time.
is true. It
does
is, it
not
is.
matter to them at
I
this
agree
point
with
in
you.
time.
Clyde
And
is also
suddenly
agreeing.
today-
1 minute, please.
I
1
agree
minute.
with
Let
you.
me bring in
It is
Clyde
the
Castro.
politics of convenience.
Can I-
basically, listen to me.
No. Clyde Castro's turn. Yes.
Tanvi,
Politics of convenience being played by the MVA government, not by
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
The
okay,
BJP
okay.
does not do this kind of a politics.
See, first of
I'm sorry.
all, Tanvi,
That's not
I
correct.
think
Devyani
Suddenly,
Kankoje,
what
Devyani
was the
Kankoje,
necessity
to
Devyani,
shift the
1 minute
car
please. Can I just
from-
speak to Devyani
from
Kankoje
Aarey
please
to
and to my
Kanjurmarg?
viewers. Now,
Yeah.
you have come on my show for the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
time.
please.
So
Yeah.
let me tell
Yeah.
you the rules of engagement on Mirror Now and on
Right.
Urban Debate. When I
Okay.
say your point has been heard, ma'am, and I'm going to go across to another panelist, allow the other panelist to speak. If you have another counter to make, I will come back
Fine.
to you when you raise your point.
Sure,
Let's not
sure,
talk over each other now. Yes, Clyde Castro.
Right. A point taken.
Okay.
Point
Okay,
taken.
Tanvi,
Point taken. Thank you very
Tanvi.
much. Yeah.
Tanvi, with all due respect to the BJP spokesperson, and correct me if I'm wrong, I heard her mention twice that NDA is playing game. I would like to remind her that the BJP is part of the NDA. So if there's a slip of the tongue, you should please correct it. Okay? BJP is part of the NDA government. And
I
maybe
said
your heart
NDA,
spoke-
not NDA.
Yeah, you get yourself corrected. Now, Tanvi, let me tell you one thing. Okay, very clearly, my point here is what the BJP spokesperson said. What was the need to move it from Aarey to any other place? That's the whole point. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about the voices of the people of Mumbai. Therefore, they're asking this question constantly. What was the reason to move? the reason to move this out of Aarey was you are damaging the environment. The whole city was up in arms against this whole damage. And you went one night and you cut all the trees and you damaged the environment. And secondly, the point here is very important. Why is the government of Maharashtra, government of India, like I said earlier, going against the government of Maharashtra right now? Because then, when it was their government, they were okay. Did they not know that there was constant private players in this whole issue? Did they not know that this was a disputed land then? So at that time, they were going to do things, work around things and get things sorted out. Why can't they do it now? My point is very simple. If they are against the development, they should come out clear and say we are against the development. But let me tell you, they are against development, and there is another development that is taking place because there are many private players that are playing in the Kanjurmarg land, which the BJP people are facilitating. There's a lot of private players that are playing around during the Aarey issue, and the BJP was supporting them. All this will come out in the open, and I assure you, this government will bring this out in the open, and all those who are involved will be brought to book because this is damaging not just the environment but also the people and the development of Mumbai.
Let me bring in Stalin as well. Stalin was one of those very vociferously against the car shed being put in Aarey. We had numerous debates even at that point of time, Stalin Dayanand. But what's happening right now? Is this simply, an oversight and bad planning, or, a plan which was put in place and now politics being played on it?
Certainly not. I am thankful to Ms. Devyani, who said that Kanjurmarg has a lot of issues connected with it. She only exposed Mr. Fadnavis, who wanted to make the Metro 6 car shed in Kanjurmarg. The detailed project report of MMRDA says Metro 6 car shed is in Kanjurmarg. And Mr. Mr. Uddhav Thakere's government has only implemented what was suggested by Mr. Fadnavis in 2016. In 2016, Mr. Fadnavis' own officer said, to save Aarey, it is best that we take this car shed to Kanjurmarg, and there is land available which has no dispute on it. This is a statement filed on affidavit by Mr. Fadnavis' officer. So to backtrack on that today and say, no, it's wrong. What they have done effectively, let me tell you, the Fadnavis and his supporters, they have pushed Mumbai and Thane into chaos now. Metro 4, Metro 4B and Metro 6, Metro 3, all the lines have got stuck because of this needless litigation. I'm saying needless. The government of India cannot act and come in when they choose to come in. There was a specific petition filed for taking this car shed to Kanjurmarg in the Supreme Court. Even at that point of time, the Union of India, which is a party, did not come and say we object to this. They have never objected to it. Please remember this. And the same Union of India has given 141 hectares of land inside mangroves, inside a sanctuary, inside tide water for a garbage dumping ground. Now, this is a double standards of the government of India. Today, they should not be coming back and putting the city of Mumbai and Thane at such inconvenience and causing financial losses. Whatever is being done is done as per Mr. Fadnavis's plan, not
but
MVS.
Stalin, let me come in here. Allow me to come in here with one very simple query. Okay, granted that the 2016 report said that this is the land which is available, you should look at it, and that's what the government should do. But the government didn't do that. All that the government decided during Devendra Fadnavis' time, when BJP and Sena were together in power, is that they are going to set up one car shed which will be in Aarey and not in Kanjurmarg. So now can we blame them for it, because they obviously did not do what that report suggested?
Yes, exactly. They chose to ignore it at that point of time. And here the MBA government had brought in three metro car sheds. The MBA government brought in 4 metro car sheds into one area, the area which was allotted and decided by Mr. Fadnavis. It is not decided by MVA. People need to know this. Kanjurmarg was finalized as the location for Metro 6 car shed. What MVA has done is to bring other car sheds also along into it. So this land at Kanjurmarg was always allotted and planned and positioned by Mr. Fadnavis.
Okay. Yes, Devyani, go ahead, please.
The point itself is this: when the metro car shed was being not considered at Kanjurmarg, what was the reason? There was a High Court stricture on it. Why everybody is simply forgetting the fact that there was a High Court stricture, and you are talking about all the affidavits, all the committees, everything you are talking. What about, you mean to say the High Court which has given the judgment today is not simply taking into consideration the development of Mumbai? I don't understand why there is so much of politics on this.
Tanvi,
Madam, where is the Metro 6 car shed? Please answer that. Where is the Metro 6 car
They
shed?
the whole thing, no, for the time being.
Miss Devyani, please tell the viewers where were you planning to put the Metro 6 car shed? Please
Listen to
answer
me.
that in
No,
one
no,
word
no,
or
no,
one
no.
sentence.
I am talking about
Please
the
answer that.
Kanjurmarg.
Please answer
don't
that,
bring
madam.
other issues
Metro
into
6
it.
is
We
also
are
an
talking
important
about
project.
Kanjurmarg
It is an important
car
project.
shed.
Tanvi.
No,
And
you
we are
cannot choose.
talking
You
about
cannot choose.
shifting of car shed from the Aarey to Kanjurmarg and various issues affected
Tell
with
us
it.
where
No,
is
you are
Metro
overtalking
6
that.
car
That's not
shed?
fair.
Where is
I mean, you
Metro
can't
6
bring
car shed,
different
madam?
projects into
Where
this
is
No,
and
no,
ask
you
for
Okay,
cannot-
the
one
you
at a
cannot
time,
get
please.
into a
One at a time,
conference
gentlemen.
conveniently.
1 minute, please. One at a time, and
Tanvi,
also
Tanvi,
let's
I need
not
30
forget
seconds, Tanvi.
let's
Just
not
one question.
forget we have a
Just
fourth
one
panelist.
question.
Sulakshana Mahajan has very patiently
Sorry.
heard
Just 30
everybody
seconds to
out.
reply to
Please,
that, please.
no. 1 minute. Sulakshana Mahajan has
Sorry. Yeah,
patiently
she's
heard
coming
everybody
up.
out.
Tanvi.
I'm going to go
Point
across
will be
to
lost.
her. What is your view? Is this simply politics and bad planning which is costing us a good developmental project?
Yeah, first of all, let me make it clear this is a people's project for Mumbai residents and Mumbai civil society. Now, the right to plan, right to take decision, right to spend money, right to protect or destroy environment, everything lies with the state government and the local government. I think the central government should not interfere into the legal and responsibility is of the state government, and central government should not enter into this. If there is a dispute on the land, why can't central government be with a big heart say, okay, it's your right, it's your city, it's your state, you take the decision for economics, you take the decision for society, and you take the decision for environment as well. Why the central government is entering into this dispute is without
Absolutely.
any reason, and they should
Very correct.
not be. In any case, this is a state subject. Infrastructure is for the city. Land
Yes.
is the state's prerogative, even if it's owned by the central government. The decision for planning rests with the state government and the local government. So, according to me, as far as urban planning is concerned, this dispute should not have arisen if the central government should not encroach on the rights of the state government and the
Correct.
local government. Whether
Correct.
their decision is correct or not, whether it's economical or not, that is state government will look after it, and center has no right to interfere into the politics through the politics.
Absolutely.
Politics.
Correct.
But
Very correct.
Sulakshana Mahajan, and I agree with you, irrespective of whether it's a good decision or not, it's the state's prerogative to plan the project and execute it. But if the land belongs to center, surely there has to be a process before you transfer it to a development authority and start using it.
See, land is a valuable resource for the city.
Yeah.
Whether it belongs to one state government or the central government or private sector, it is the cost of the land, and let the state government, which has taken the decision, should decide whether they can pay compensation to the central government, or if there are some private parties, they can pay compensation. But the planning decision should always rest with the state government and the local government,
Okay.
and no higher government should interfere into this kind of a dispute. In fact, central government should have a big heart and say that Mumbai is a very important
Yes.
city.
Yes.
It needs to be taken into consideration.
Yeah, I
and we
agree
will
with you
not
on that.
interfere.
I would say
Whatever is the
that, and especially
settled-
because this
set
was one of
outside
the key
court.
projects for Mr. Devendra Fadnavis himself for the BJP government. They fought so hard, and when people were actually protesting in Aarey, they still stuck to their decision and were very convinced that what they were doing was right. So if you were so much in favor of development and you understood the need for this city to have a metro, a wide network of metro trains, then why now find ways of slowing down that process? Clyde wants to make a point, and then we can go back to Devyani. Yes, Clyde.
Yeah, Tanvi, I mean, I have immense respect for Sulakshana ma'am, and I think it just grew many folds today. She's just beautifully put up this whole thing, that why the center is interfering in a state matter. It's beautifully put up. Now, there are two things I want to tell you here. The BJP spokesperson kept saying that, the High Court has said this, the High Court has said that, disputed land. If that was the case, then why in 2015 and 16 did then the BJP government in Maharashtra go to the High Court and pleaded, asking them to the use of Kanjurmarg land to make a depot there? Why did they do that? Answer that question. Secondly, the BJP spokesperson is saying judgment has been given today. Judgment has given. What judgment? We are going back again in February and going to discuss it. So, this narrative that you keep spreading and giving false information to people, stop doing that. Why? You're completely anti-people, anti-Mumbai. Stop being anti-Mumbai. You don't go on saying that judgment has been passed. No judgment has been passed. It's in public domain. You went to the High Court in 2015 and asked for Kanjurmarg land to build a depot. Right. That's also in public domain. And today what is going on? People are reading in public domain. Don't make a fool of yourself by saying that, judgment has been passed.
Okay.
No judgment has been passed.
Okay, I have a question for you also, Clyde, but I will ask Devyani to respond to you first.
Let me come.
Yes.
To begin with, in 2015, the Kanjurmarg plot was being considered. So just because it was being considered does not mean by it was suitable. We went to the High Court. We requested High Court. Devendra Fadnavis requested the High Court to vacate the stay. No, I know this. The High Court said deposit 2,400 crores. Now today the issue is this. The collector has transferred the land to MMRDA. On what basis? I mean, he's not a state government. As on today, is a disputed land and is not the owner of that land. He should have called the parties, concerned people, given them the hearing and settled the matter. Once you settle the matter and then do what you want. But in the bargain, you are trying to blame everybody, the BJP anti-government. That's absolutely not fair.
No, it is anti-government.
Absolutely not fair.
No, so okay.
It is not in the possession as on today. It is not in the possession of the government.
It is acting as if it's anti-people of Mumbai. That is one
absolutely.
thing. It is acting as if it's anti-people of
you
Mumbai.
May feel
and
that
they want to stall the project. They want to delay the project. They want to make the cost more. If you are a big brother, you should have a big heart. You don't have a big heart, and you are trying to put
no, it's not, ma'am, the question of big heart. It's the question of reality on the ground.
Not correct.
Okay, may I have a few questions, and viewers are also extremely interested in getting the details that all four of you know. Now, one, let me ask Devyani this question. Devyani, did the central government or the BJP at any point put it in writing to the Aghadi government that this land it belongs to the center, you can't be using it, or did you straight away go to the court? Was this issue raised with the Uddhav Thackeray government when the land was allocated and the project work began?
The MVA government chief minister was part of the BJP government earlier. He is aware of anything and everything that has happened on that project. Why are we going back to 2015 and starting something new and 2020? It is a 10,000 crore loss to the exchequer, and it is the people. It is not anti-people. The BJP government is not anti-people. That is the false narrative which is being spread by you people, not us. Why should we do this?
You are anti-people.
This government is a minority government. Three of them have got together which are not. No, that's not fair.
You want to know why you are anti-people? You are anti-people because suddenly in the night you go.
You can say that could be your perception. No, you can say that.
You cut trees in Aarey.
It could be your perception. By you saying anti-people, we don't become anti-people.
Okay.
Cutting up thousands of trees in Aarey. Just go on record and say that you justify.
No, that's not the point. I'll give you one example. I'll give you an example. I will give you an example. When Mumbai-Pune Express Highway was being constructed, more the trees were cut.
Oh yeah? You want to discuss that?
When the Mumbai-Pune Highway was being constructed, expressway,
all right. May I please come in here? Stalin, I want to come to you. Here is the other aspect of it, Stalin. Land was decided. There was a massive protest by the people. You all went to court. The court still allowed the government to go ahead with it. The government overnight, even when the protests were happening in Aarey, went ahead and felled the trees. Already over 1,000 trees were cut there, and then the new government comes and puts it out of that location and puts it in another location, where there was an issue and a dispute going on. when you are doing something like this, when you are stopping an ongoing project and reversing a decision that was made by the previous government, should you not at least ensure that your next decision is clear of all the hurdles?
See, there are three issues which you've raised. First of all, you have said that the issue of shifting the car shed. Still, till now, I have not got an answer about where Metro 6 car shed was supposed to come up. Ms. Devyani has not answered that. Her figures have gone up from 2,600 to 10,000 crores. As the program goes on, it will reach 20, 30,000 crores. That's not the issue. Now, Metro 6 car shed was already destined and allotted in Kanjurmarg. What has Mr. Uddhav Thackeray done? He has taken the Aarey car shed also to that place. Mr. Uddhav Thackeray or MVA has not decided on Kanjur. It was given, it was ready for Metro 6. So he has only brought in one more car shed there. So to say that is wrong. The trees which are cut in Aarey are only 300 trees. I have put it on affidavit. I'm aware of the case and I'm telling it with very much responsibility on your show.
Okay.
The Supreme Court, in the Supreme Court, we have already filed this affidavit on record that there are only 300 trees which are cut. So it was a win-win situation for which the government has taken the right step and taken it to Kanjurmarg. Kanjurmarg already had Metro 6. So he said, okay, you take Metro 3 also there. And the line was extended, benefiting the east-west commuting also.
Absolutely.
So to come today and say that, no, this cannot, there was a conflict on it, then I would say that Mr. Fadnavis deliberately misled people. See, there is one very important aspect which I would want to share. Nobody has told this on your channel so far. Mr. Fadnavis, in 2019, his government, his officers in 2019 have constituted a committee for construction of low-cost housing, 1 lakh houses involving a private developer on this land. And that proposal, that GR is very much in with us today. We know that there was a plan to give this land. So only Metro 6 depot and the rest of the land was probably supposed to be given to this builder. Okay. Now that plan is cancelled. That is the only reason why all this commotion is started. There is nothing else. There is no loss which is caused by taking the car shed from Aarey to Kanjurmarg. It's a win-win. And 4 lines are stopped, ma'am. Please understand this. Metro 6, Metro 3, Metro 4B and Metro 3. 14. All the 4 lines have been stuck because of this. So Mumbai and Thane will suffer. Like the town planner, the urban planner has said, ma'am, I forgot your name. Sorry.
Sulakshana Mahajan.
Sulakshana ma'am, she has said correctly that the government of India is our government. It is not a Pakistan or some other country. It is our government and it is for the benefit of the Indian citizens. So if you could give the land for dumping garbage inside the mangroves, why can't you give a barren land for the metros? Now, there is no need to create this confusion. And all the losses...
fair enough. I take that point. And Clyde Craster, which is why I wanted to ask you, did we at any point make an attempt to ask the central government or to resolve this dispute over ownership before we transferred the land and began with the project? At what point did your government realize that the center is going to stake claim to ownership? I mean, what if it's a technicality where you could have simply applied for permission, taken it and gone ahead?
Yes.
So that's exactly the point. The minute we raised that we are going to go to Kanjurmarg, the central government started on its own. The point what Stalin has been saying is, where is Metro 6 was going to be? This was always going to be there. And so when the earlier government, the BJP government, they was doing there was, even if whether it was theirs or not theirs, which will be decided by the court. Now I don't want to make comments on that.
Sure.
So that time they didn't raise the point. But the minute we said that we are planning to move to Kanjurmarg, they started taking the claim, and it started from then on. And this dispute has been going on since then, and now they've gone to the court. So we will also answer to the court. No judgment has been passed that this land belongs to the central government or to a private player. All that will be decided by the High Court and it will be done soon. We have a lot of options to approach.
But it is disputed. It is disputed. It is sub judice.
Why did you go there when it was disputed?
Why did you go there? Why did you take Metro 6 there?
Why did you go there? Why did you go there when it was disputed?
Metro 6, why did you take it there?
Why did you take
Metro 6 there then?
Why did you start it? Why did you plead to the High Court asking them to allow you to make a depot there? If you knew it was disputed, why did you do all these things?
You know, I am a little surprised here, Sulakshana Mahajan. Usually, when there is a development project like this that needs some space within our crowded cities, it would mean displacement of people, it would mean felling of trees. It's usually a conflict between people and the government. Here is a case, Sulakshana Mahajan, that has now been reduced to a conflict between two parties.
Yeah, not
So the
only two
people are with
parties,
us,
but
Tanvi.
two
The
governments
people are with us.
which belong to people. It's not the private parties.
Why two party? There are
Those are
courts here.
fighting.
There are people
Actually, they
here. They
are
have to
fighting
settle
for,
their claims.
on
Settle the
politics.
claim
On
first.
politics.
Can I come in on
No,
who's
no, may I
claiming this
please
land?
hear Sulakshana Mahajan, please? Let her
Yes,
finish her
yes,
point.
yes.
Yeah, the point is that they should not, the two governments should not play politics over the important infrastructure project which is languishing for some time for Mumbai, a city like Mumbai. That it should be a priority that all the help should be given by the central government to complete the project as early as possible. If it's money, if it's money, if it's land, if it's political support, it should be also political support. This is killing the city. This is killing the people. This is affecting the people and not the politicians. The politicians are free to fight in the court or outside but this is an infrastructure project which is very, very important. It's been delayed for quite some time. Now the central government should not put obstacles and become an obstacle into the city and create a rift between city people and the central government. As far as possible, coordinated effort should be made by all the governments, all three levels of governments. But in here we see they are against each other, they are fighting against people, and this is not the correct way. If the best way to do any project is once it is frozen, it should not be. That's why you need to have build consensus before a project is committed, money is committed, construction has started, which is not happening.
Yeah.
Everywhere it's not happening. That consensus has to be built prior to infrastructure project. Take consent, take complete confidence of people, take people into confidence, take higher authorities in confidence and take a decision, but don't fight after the decisions have been taken, and especially two governments fighting. It's a very, very
Yes.
sad thing for people, for Mumbai. It's
Yes,
really, really painful. It's really
Well,
painful.
there is no
Tanvi.
denying the fact. I'm sorry, I'm completely out of time, but we will have a lot more conversations.
Quick.
30 seconds, Clyde. 30 seconds.
30
yeah.
seconds, quickly. First and foremost, it's not a fight between two parties because we are with the people. So the BJP is fighting with the people and us. And secondly, the BJP spokesperson still not answered the question that
BJP
me
is
and
also with
Stalin-
the people. Don't say that. BJP is also with the people.
Where was the Metro 6
BJP is also with the people.
They're not answering that. Ask the BJP spokesperson. I'm asking, Stalin is asking, where was the Metro 6 car shed planned when the Fadnavis-led government was in government Maharashtra? She's not answering that yet. Where was it planned? Metro
BJP is
6.
also with the people.
See, okay, you're not going to get an answer. You're not going to get an answer. You're not going to get an answer on that, but that was so far down the line that perhaps the Fadnavis government didn't even think about it. It was there somewhere in one of the reports as a recommendation, but they first had to power through for the car shed, which is supposed to be in Aarey. Big thank you to all the panelists who joined us on this conversation. There is no denying the fact that this city needs a lot more of public transport. The overburdened local trains are not enough anymore for the ever-growing passenger traffic in the city of Mumbai. There is no denying the fact that this development project is required. We said it even then when the protests were happening against a car shed in Aarey. But at that point of time, the issue was also maintaining a balance with the environment and finding a better location. The Fadnavis government at that point of time did not listen to the people, did not listen to its own ally partner, went ahead and chose Aarey over Kanjurmarg for this project. As the government changed, the entire project was turned around, the car shed was shifted from Aarey to Kanjurmarg, and now you're actually seeing Centre stepping in and saying, but wait, that land is not yours, it's ours. What is this if not politics? What is this if just not an egoistic response? Because the project was changed from the way it was planned by the previous government. Of course, on technical terms, if there is an issue with their land and the ownership is actually not directly with the state government, the court has no option but to take the decision they have today by putting a stay on this project. But at the end of the day, if the BJP and the BJP-run central government genuinely believes that this developmental project is needed in the city of Mumbai, they need to get on the talking table with the Maharashtra government and sort this thing out. We cannot afford more and more such delays, definitely not for the purpose of politics. When it comes to a balance between development and environment, that's a different thing. Thank you so much for joining us.
उसके बारे में खुद चीफ मिनिस्टर बाकी उनके साथियों को लेके ऑफिसर्स को लेके एजी का भी उसके बारे में क्या कहना है, लॉ डिपार्टमेंट का क्या कहना है, ये सब मालूमात करके आगे का डिसीजन लेंगे। जो काम शुरू करने के लिए ज़रूरत पड़ेगी उसके बारे में सोचा जाएगा और आगे वैसा डिसीजन लेने की कोशिश की जाएगी।
जो मेट्रो का कार शेड है, इसको आरे में कार शेड तैयार करने के लिए हाई कोर्ट ने, ग्रीन ट्राइब्यूनल ने और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने मान्यता दी। उसके बाद वहाँ काम शुरू हुआ। 100 करोड़ रुपए का काम वहाँ हो चुका है। ऐसे समय मात्र अपने ईगो के लिए राज्य सरकार ने कार शेड को कांजूर में ले जाने का फैसला किया। आज हाई कोर्ट ने जो फैसला दिया है, मैं ऐसा मानता हूँ कि एक प्रकार से राज्य सरकार को एक बहुत बड़े पैमाने पर एम्बैरेसमेंट है।